Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and it's another Kibble Fix, but this one's going to be different because there are two figures in this video because people have asked about these two and they're not significant enough to make their own separate videos on, so I'm going to do them both in the same one. But I just want to start this off by saying people have been suggesting things to do for these videos, and that's great, but it's all just been Transformers The Last Night toys. And I mean, if you want to see other stuff, like for example, if you want to know how to remove that off the back of Hotspot, or get out of here, Hotspot, or stuff like this, I mean, I can do that. I just don't know which figures people want to see the most. Obviously, no one's going to want to see that. Well, I mean, if you have Dispenser and you want to get rid of that's pretty easy. So yeah, suggest things other than the Last Night toys. But anyway. People wanted to see Megatron, who I have previously stated has no kibble, and people wanted to see Skweeks, who does. Now, let's do Megatron first, so get out of here, Skweeks. Now, a lot of people consider this to be kibble, and a lot don't. I don't, just because of how flush it sits on the back, but some people do. And you can remove this, but as I have discovered, when you remove it and then put it back on, it becomes quite loose when you reattach it. So you're going to have to be careful with that. But if you want to remove it, here's how. So just get all this stuff out of the way here. There we go. So right in here, there is a pin disc hinge. The best type of joint for removing. I'm just kidding. So you're going to need something to remove that. I'm going to use one of these, the automatic center punch, at about that much strength. You can use tiny screwdriver, hammer, manual pins, stuff like that. So you just get in here and you start pushing it out slightly. It's coming out ever so slightly. So I'm just going to put this in here now and hammer it out. So there you go. Now this is the difficult part. As I've stated before, these things are a disc on one side and then they're serrated on the other, so they stay in place and they do not come out. They are very difficult. So you just pull, you pull, and this is where mine gets stuck because of the serrated bit, and this hole is a little too small, so you gotta just jiggle it out of there. There we go. And now you can remove this piece. And now Megatron has no, well, he has this thing sticking up, but he's got no kibble. And for transformation, you can still attach this to the top there, and it will still stay, and it stays on fairly well. Well, the head wasn't the right way around. You plug this on, fold that down, just like so, and it stays on very well. So you can still transform this guy with this off. But that's how to remove the little tiny nose cone if it bothers you. So yeah, there's Megatron all done. Next is Skweeks. So let's just get reoriented here and hit my camera. Skweeks here is not a very good toy. So if you bought one of these, I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. He's alright. But let's just get him all into robot mode here because he needs to be in robot mode for this part. Now the bit that is basically just a bunch of kibble on this figure is the backpack. And as you can see, he does have quite the backpack. Now this was a bit of a challenge because the backpack also attaches the head. The head is attached via hinge to the backpack. There is a way to remove that, however. You want to come over to this side here, and again, same strength with the punch or your hammer and nail, and just you just want to pull this pin out right here. And now you've taken off the head. The next thing you want to do is take off this pin right here. And that was on this side. You want to push off on this side. Now this plastic is a lot thinner, so you got to be very careful. Loosen that a little bit more. Because as you can see there, this hinge is already starting to stress just from sitting there. So yeah, I'm not going to use the punch. I don't want to break it. So just stick your tiny little thing in there. And hammer it loose. I'm using the punch, I don't care. Alright, let's see if that's enough to pull it out. Nope. This did not give me this much trouble the last time when I actually tried to do this before I filmed. This was very easy to do, so I don't know why it's being annoying. Let's close that, see if that helps. And it's made no difference.
It's made no difference!
You know what, let's try just pushing from here. Nope. Let's try using the other pin. Nope, it's too big. Let's try it now. There you go. There's the pin. We're successful. So you just take this little back section here and get rid of it. And then, now, you have armless squeaks. Hang on. Let's get your arms out here, buddy. There we go. Now, you may be wondering, well, how are you going to attach the head if you took the hinge away? Well, you simply, and I'm all set up there, this peg for transformation has to tab into there. So you just tab it in, and there you have Squeak's backpack removed. You do have this big gap in the back here, but it exposes some nice detail that you wouldn't see otherwise. But yeah, there's the kibble removed off of Squeaks right here, and he can still transform. It is a little bit tricky to get this to stay in here because it's not attached to the hinge anymore, but it can be done. So there you have the kibble removed off Squeaks and that little nose cone removed off of Megatron. So yeah, I hope that helped. Again, suggest other things that aren't specifically from this toy line. Well, this sub-toy line. And yeah, bye.